So we're traveling by map. We jumped from Route 15 in Johnson to Route 125 in Middlebury Gap because of the flooding that has happened. So we're continuing southbound, and hopefully we'll have enough time to jump back and finish the gap in between. But this is the beginning of day 9 on Thursday afternoon, July 11th. So I decided to change headgear for coming back out on the trail. This is a Mount Norris Scout Reservation hat. I appreciate that our friends at camp put us up for a night and let us use showers and washing machines and such. Fed us as well. It was a nice break from the trail. Wish we'd been able to continue south from Johnson, but with everything that's going on, the floods, thankfully not quite as bad as last year's flooding, but still bad enough that we felt it was best to jump south. So we're praying for all those that are affected by the flooding in Vermont, and hopefully by the time we get down to Massachusetts, we'll have time to come back and finish that chunk, but more importantly, the effects of the flooding will be mitigated. The trail going up the Middlebury College Snow Bowl is a little bit of a stream right now. Can not even imagine what the trails up in the northern part of the state are like. We got at most half the amount of rain that they got up that way. So that's why we came this way. Made it to the summit of the Snow Bowl. Pretty nice view. Quite a ways to go to our shelter. Hopefully we make it before dark. Here's the lift line at the summit of the Snow Bowl. The view beyond it. We are about to enter the Joseph Patel Wilderness. Still have about 2.5 miles to go to get to our campsite for the night. It's our view right now. Red Loaf Campus, Middlebury College below. Mount Philo, the little mountain beyond that range, kind of a flat top one there. I believe that says Robert Frost Mountain directly in front of us. It's a little thick through here. The trail is very wet. Yes, I was intentionally videoing our feet so that you could get an idea of what we're walking through the day after these big storms, and maybe hear the sounds of the trail when I'm not talking.
If it is, I want to say thank you, Chris. If it's not, completely understand where you're coming from, Chris.
Tupt was pointing out that there's a view, or at least a little bit of a view. So a little hard to see through the trees. See if we can zoom in. A little bit of a view beyond them.
Seems like a good thing to remember that between all the muck and rocks and branches, roots, basically the parts that suck, you gotta remember that there are parts that are absolutely beautiful. I wish you could smell the hemlock and the spruce up here, the gentle breeze that's blowing.
We have made it to the Sucker Brook Trail, which leads, I believe, 1/10 of a mile down to Sucker Brook Shelter. So we got here before dark. This is a daily recap for day 9, Thursday, July 11th. So we took a big jump in the trail today.
Traveled by map.
Yellow blazed. We, because we got off in Johnson on Tuesday and took a zero yesterday at home, and with all the flooding in the state of Vermont, we made a decision to jump down to Middlebury Gap, which is where we got on this afternoon around 3:30. Made it to the shelter, Sucker Brook Shelter, just before 7:30, and there was 4 other hikers, and one of their hikers it was their birthday, and their mom was nice enough to have hiked in cookies for his birthday, so that was pretty neat for them. And now we'll give our grumbles and gratitudes.
I would say my grumble for today, after making the decision to figure out where we were coming back to as far as the trail went, definitely because of the rain and everything, the muck holes along the trail and the water and whatnot made it much more interesting, even down south here. And so my gratitude is that I only had slips, not complete falls, getting to Sucker Brook Shelter, so I guess I'll take that as a win. And I'm also grateful for vitamin I, which is ibuprofen.
So my grumble is for the state of Vermont being underwater again for the 2nd year in a row, and I pray for all the people that are affected by the flooding. And my gratitude is our son Zach being willing to come to Richmond yesterday and pick us up to bring us back to our house, and bringing us back to trail this afternoon so we could continue our hike in a different way. We'll see you tomorrow and show you more of the trail.
Have a blessed night.